After acquiring this agnostic position or stance in regards to the existence of God, I became increasingly dissatisfied, unhappy with this position. I wasn't happy with saying I don't know. I wanted to be more certain and be more sure. As a result of this increasing dissatisfaction with this position, it made me, or facilitated me, to think and question the question of God once again. I decided that actually I would return to the initial belief I had when I was younger. I didn't think that it's rational or sensible that the entire universe and our existence could have been a result of random chance, and I thought that the most sensible position as a result of that was to believe that there is a creator, a cause of our existence, and that we actually have an objective purpose in our lives. I began to read the Bible regularly. I would read it most nights, and this would be the way in which I wanted to gain a closer connection to God and to gain a better understanding of the Christian tradition. So I was slightly confused when the church was saying that they believed that Jesus was God, because when you look into the Bible, it's not saying this. After attending the church more regularly, I learned of a concept called the Trinity. The Trinity is the doctrine that is accepted by the majority of Christians today, and this is that God is one, but in three persons. So when I came across this concept of the Trinity, I was very confused at first. I wasn't sure how it could make sense of saying that God is one but happens to be in three separate persons. How could this be? Because one add one doesn't equal one, it equals three. So to me it didn't really make sense. But because this is what the church was saying and this is what Christianity was preaching, and because I wanted to be a Christian, I decided, well, I'll accept this just the way it is. So I decided, look, I believe in God. I know that God exists. This creation that we see around us could not have come together by chance. It had to have a cause of its existence, and God is alone, He is one. So I wanted to know the truth. I wanted to worship God, to follow God, to be on the right path. Otherwise, what's the point in our existence? Our life is purposeless. We have no reason to exist other than to go around, have fun, get a job and so on, and then ultimately we'll die. That was a ridiculous idea for me, that this is all that life is. So I decided, first and foremost, to look into Islam. Why? Well, because previously when I was a Christian, I had many discussions and debates with my Muslim friends, and Islam was already something that I saw to be fairly appealing because it was rational. It makes sense of the nature of God, to say that He's one, alone, not like the creation, transcendent, above and beyond it, and so on. This makes sense, and that He would send various prophets over time: Abraham, Moses, Isaac, Jacob, Jesus, and finally Muhammad, peace be upon them all, to different nations and different tribes and places. This was something that made sense and didn't create the confusion and the problems about the nature of God that we saw from the Christian tradition.